when prisoners had to go into their concentration camps, usually what torture or punishments did they have to go through?
Well, Al Wiener, one of the speakers for the Oregon Holocaust Research Center, was in a bunch of camps, and he talks about the fact that somebody offered him bread for his watch when he first got into a camp, and he traded his watch for the bread, and of course, the guy didn't give him the bread. But later, the Nazis lined everybody up and said who was the person that traded the watch for the bread, and Al said that he was, because he knew that everybody else would be, tortured in some way if he didn't say that. And he was made to stand outside in the freezing cold all night. So it just depended on the person in the camp. Some of the people were horrible, horrible people, and some of them were a little bit more humane. But all the camp prisoners have stories of especially starvation, no food, and waiting in line and standing for hours during, they'd be made to stand for roll call, and they'd have to stand there for a long, long time in the cold and the wet or whatever. So it just kind of depended on who was in the camp. Even people in the same camps had different stories. It's just really interesting. Two of our speakers were arguing one time, or not really arguing, but talking about the fact, one of them, Les Eigner, mentioned the fact that he always carried a spoon around with him so that when it was time to eat, he would have a spoon. And the other one, Miriam Greenstein, mentioned the fact that you had a spoon, we just had a drink out of the bowl. So, even in the same, and they were in the same camp, but in different parts of it. And so even in the same camp, people had different experiences to whoever was in charge.